everyone, and welcome to Cast on the Fly. I am doing my 10-minute on the fly, as I haven't done it in a couple days. I've been busy working on the live sector on TikTok as I became available to go live. I will tell you, live on TikTok is a experience in psychosis, working with a lot of bad energy. So that took a toll on me. And then, you really can't really be yourself on the platform, which is another concern and a problem. Meaning you can't talk about real concerns and issues on the planet unless you're on a high-end platform, meaning you have a lot of fans and followers. It's called Community Guidelines, and they are shopping for people to aggravate and irritate. With that being said, I am talking a little today on creating content and braving the content creator world and letting you know that you're competing with content creators that are people that are on Shark Tank. That you're working with people that are high-end money people. They have millions and billions of dollars working the platform, and you're in competition with someone who has millions and billions of dollars. So not only do they have the confidence associated to the millions and billions of dollars, they also have the integrity level of someone you would think that grew a business with millions and billions of dollars. Meaning there are good people out there who've built a business off of high integrity. But I would say that there's more people out there who are working off of a platform because they're insecure. So it's like expanding yourself when you're not ready to expand, because you were able to manipulate someone in front of you to make them believe something about yourself. There's one thing to have confidence, but there's another thing to have confidence and then to actually participate. You're like participating in the advancement of your soul, of your spirit, to be able to handle the conversations, to be able to handle the kind of scrutiny, to be able to handle the kind of work, to stay grounded in your morals and ethics. Even if you have kids and a family, your number one priority is yourself staying strong in ethics, morals, and values. And that in this day and age is a low priority as compared to getting the money bag and creating the business. I would say with creating content, it's so important to be authentically yourself and learning to the battle zone of what you're willing and not willing to do. Your complete yeses and your absolute nos. Exploration around that can actually lead to giving you more content creation. Meaning watching people's platforms who are already in the business you can build off of by dissecting what they're up to and educating people on that. Meaning they literally, unbeknownst to themselves, will tell you what they're actually up to. Based on podcasts that they create, based on podcasts that they are speaking to, based on people they're hanging out with, based on locations they attend. It's all in who they hang out with is who they are as people. Meaning if you're a really good person and you're not able to go up against the evil of the man, you probably won't make it in the entrepreneur sector. Meaning even right now as I'm making this content, this person is trying to tell me that they're a good person. However, in realism and in reality, they're completely narcissistic personality disorder. So I like to give they're pedestal teachers. They're people working off a pedestal. They want to be worshipped. That's a lot of what goes on in the television series Ballers by HBO. You see a lot of those folks on that platform chasing tail, hanging out with trash individuals, drugs, alcohol, partying, constant partying though. It's not like you're going out on the Friday night to enjoy yourself for a dinner and then, you might go dancing. No, this is like those kinds of hardcore partying that gets people into trouble. The reason why people don't win games is people go out partying. Even it's very, very clear to me that alcohol will deteriorate not only your mind, but your physical capability to advance yourself. And then, that's maturity level. It comes with maturity. You could be 21 years old and your priority really is to be completely sober, and your focus is on the game. Now, I'm not talking about having a beer here and there on the weekends, because beer is different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hard, dark liquor. Dark liquor is like the worst liquor that is out there. By watching these individuals who are up to rotten things, you can also get a sense of what they're up to as a business. Totalitarian businesses. Meaning what is going on in the business sector is by watching the bad people. Because the bad people will actually tell you what's going on in the business, because the good people like to hide it. They talk in like the happy code. Everything's so happy. I love that. 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 Love, love, love. Great, 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 great. Awesome, 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 awesome. But that's also a deterrence for the boomerang, for that bad energy not to land on them. So the bad entrepreneur likes to be schmoozed. They don't like feedback. They like control. They'll tell you they know their entire staff's name, but then they'll say, "Who's Julie?" That's the schmoozer. So you also want to note that when some of these business people in conversation don't actually know business. They're snarky. They're code talkers. It's very clear in their pushiness. So it's like showing up and showing you a pen, but the pen is meaning actually something else. And it's like, grow up. This is like the community of the Black American I'm even speaking to right now, because this person I'm talking about is Damon Johns, who I absolutely have never enjoyed. I do not like his company. He's a terrible person. He literally is showing up on a podcast and bad-mouthing me, and telling me that I'm being crucified on purpose and he's getting paid for it. He's literally telling us how he prefers to have someone like Monavand, who just sits there and is a parrot talker, so that the white man can be put in their place. When his daughter is 7 years old, and that woman from the Middle East named Monavand is going to be the death of her in the future. However, this same man named Damon Johns will say that family is important to him. But the reality of what's going on here is family's not important to him. He's important to himself. So you want to understand, when you're creating content, you're maneuvering your way into the circuits and the circles of these business people, and you will not be invited. You will not be invited into those circles. Although you want to understand that their ability to manipulate used to be really profound and predominant, because they used to manipulate you. However, the more you watch and the more you listen, the more that you cannot be gotten. It has everything to do with your morals, ethics, and values. Because eventually people sniff out the bullshit. Meaning, we're watching a lot of these women in fancy clothes and literally watching one chick in this day and age being called out for hooking up with 57, I think he says 57 different men in Hollywood, so she can get her jump off for her career. Now, as a female, that doesn't sit well with me, because I'm actually up to assisting people. But what you want to understand is that woman who has been with 57 men thinks she's cooler, has nothing to teach, yet her fiance will put her on a podcast and they'll talk about meat. That becomes a new educational piece for young girls. Meanwhile, the men of entrepreneurial sector are telling us that they want to teach children. So what we're watching is the reversal of the tipping point. So kind of like we went too far into women putting their nose into too much, to the point where it then goes in the reverse mode because people like Damon Johns exist. And he's a pervert. He's the kind of guy that he will bring his private parts and push them up against your rear end and say, I didn't do anything. Now, creating content is important because you can create an energy of ethics, morals, and values on a platform. But then if you are able to be reached by millions and millions of people, that energy becomes the integrity of the planet. And that's where I was going with all of this. So that's when I was going with all of this. And that's just in a mini nutshell of what I wanted to say today. But I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I wanted to let you know that I hadn't forgotten about you on the YouTube page. I do have some new videos on the platform of TikTok if you're interested. I've done some singing where I was even amazed myself. I was pretty amazed at it. We did some Whitney Houston and some other things. So always looking to look in new directions. What new talent can I explore and what am I brave enough to post? Because I'll be honest with you, singing is not something that I ever really thought I could do. And then I just started doing it. And then I started posting it. And then I started developing the skill. And then it just kind of sometimes comes and goes. And then people, well, that's another story. But when you start doing things that are talented, people will attack you. They're not going to welcome you with open arms. The only people that get welcomed with open arms are people that are manipulating the system. The people that don't have heart and soul. Those people get invited in. Because the bad guys are always looking at ways to manipulate you. Meaning, I'm up to really, really, really big things. Not one person is accepting of what I have to say. And that's the notes that I live by is no one is willing to take a look at the real doo-doo what's going on here. And so I will continue to keep posting in hopes that one day, maybe the children of the future will be able to find this content and be ready for a real life. A real life, not with this facade of videotaping. That's just an accent. That's just an addition to the real deal of being with people. Like really enjoying someone's company and getting to know someone. So I want to say thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for loving the video. And just share this with your mom and your family. And tell people around you that I exist as I am Jesus' lifetime. As Damon Johns has said, I'm being crucified on the cross as we speak. He literally says it in the podcast. You can go look at it on Gary Vaynerchuk's page, posted on this date, the date I'm posting this. I forget what you call the podcast. Although even now, as he's trying to stomp me out with energy, I don't really care. It's weak. He doesn't even really know what he's involved in. He doesn't have any spiritual side to him. Letting you know that God is in charge. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.